What's up, everybody? If you've been following along with me recently, you've probably seen me working on this car quite a bit, and you've probably seen me using this laser welder to do it. So this is the Xlaserlab X1 Pro. I've got a ton of questions from you guys. I actually have 20 of them here. I want to go over them today to help you guys decide, maybe you're on the fence, about adding one of these to your shop and seeing if it's going to help you as much as it's helped me. All right, so first off, what is this? So this is a 700 watt portable fiber laser that can weld, cut, and clean metal. And it can do a bunch of different types. And instead of using an arc like a TIG or MIG welder or stick welder would use, it uses a really focused, really powerful laser beam to melt the metal. And because of that, you get a very small heat affected zone with little to no distortion. Okay, what materials can this machine weld on? So obviously carbon steel, stainless steel, aluminum, copper, brass, I think, titanium. I'll put a list right here of everything. Basically anything that you can get filler wire for, and it uses the same filler that like a MIG machine would use. So anything you can get for that, you're gonna be able to weld with this. All right, this is probably the number one question. What thickness material can I expect to use this machine on? So for this car here, I've been using it on primarily 19 gauge for the main part of the body and then 14 gauge for the firewall, and it welds those absolutely beautiful. As far as how thick you can go with it, I would say up to just a little over an 1/8 inch. So like this is 1/8 inch wall tubing, 3, maybe 4 millimeter, and that's gonna be in a single pass. You'll have to bevel the edges just like normal. Now, they do have a dual feed wire attachment for it. I've just got the single. With that dual feed, you'll be able to weld thicker stuff. It's gonna, push in more metal. I just haven't used that machine yet, so I can't demonstrate it to you guys. But yeah, like I said, about 1/8 inch or so, that's what I would expect to be able to weld with this. All right, does this machine require filler metal? It does have autogenous settings in it. You can use it to just fuse like thin sheet metal together that has a nice tight fit. That's not really what I've been using it for though. I pretty much always use filler wire. And for that, I use L56 just because I have a bunch of it, but it's pretty much going to use anything that you use in your regular MIG welder. And you can see under here, I've got my wire feeding unit. So I've got one of those spools of L56 on there, and that just runs through a couple rollers, just like a MIG welder would, runs through your tube and connects to the gun here. All right, probably the second most commonly asked question, is the weld strong? And yes, it produces a very strong, very durable, very hard weld. Now, I know the hard part kind of scares some people with sheet metal work because they're worried that they're going to have to planish this weld out. What I've found is that it gets so little distortion, especially in body panels like this, where it's already got some shape to it, that I don't have to go in and planish that weld out to get it perfectly flat again. Let me show you with a straight edge here just how flat this is after no work. All right, hopefully this is at a good enough angle to demonstrate this for you guys. All I've done here is ground down the outside of this weld, and you can see there is really very little, if any, deviation in there. And now I can come through, I did it on the other side, and hammer this out, and it does shape the metal just fine, but you're not so much having to re-stretch that back out, planish it like you normally would with like a TIG or MIG weld. All right, and while we're here, let's look at the inside here just so you can see how much penetration that this got. So this is really nice. I'm really happy with that. And all of the work that I've been doing on this car has mostly just been with the factory settings. The only thing that I ever adjust is sometimes I'll turn up the wire feed if I have like a gap that I'm trying to fill. But otherwise, I just pick like the 1 millimeter sheet metal setting for carbon steel, and it really works good. All right, is the machine easy to use? Yes, I would say it is absolutely easier to use than a TIG welder. There's just less stuff going on. This is all you really need to worry about. You don't have to add filler rod yourself. You don't have to press down on a pedal to control the amperage. You just point this at what you want to weld and you press the button. So it's kind of like a MIG welder, but I think honestly it's even easier than that, because there's just less stuff going on. You don't have a bunch of sparks and you're not sending like hot metal all over the place like with a MIG welder. It's very clean, very easy to see also, because instead of wearing a regular dark welding hood that you can't see through until you start welding, you use these glasses here, which are a special lens for this laser. They do have a hood for it also, but again, it's just this green tinted lens, which is going to protect your eyes from the laser. And another thing that makes this easier than any other type of process is, it's probably hard to tell in the videos, but as this wire feeds, it's actually pushing the gun along. So I'm not having to move it like I would with a MIG welder. This wire here feeding out is controlling the speed. So I'm not even having to think about that. It's just doing it all on its own. Now, if I needed to feed faster or slower, I can adjust that in the machine. But again, it just is all automatically doing that. All right, let's talk about cutting. So you're going to get a box of tips that you can change on the machine. You've got some here for cleaning, you've got some for welding, and then you've got one like this that's going to be for cutting. So all you need to do is install this and then select in the machine cutting. So you can expect to easily cut up to 1/8 inch steel with this. It works amazing on everything thinner. It cuts very fast, very clean, very little cleanup is required after. It's a really nice cut. Now, the one thing I will say about cutting with it, be aware of what is beyond what you're cutting, because essentially you just got a laser beam on here. It will mark your concrete floor. What I like to do is cut outside my shop, and I actually use a little table and just have the material hang off the end. But again, be aware of what's on it, because I've melted parts on my table before, or at least burned some of the paint on it. So yes, it definitely can cut, but again, be aware of what you're cutting and what's beyond what you're cutting. Oh, and again, when you are cutting, you're just gonna have to wear these glasses here. So really nice, really easy to see. Obviously, you should wear some gloves and protect the rest of your body. But as far as eye safety goes, these glasses here are gonna do the job. Okay, for the cleaning on this, it is capable of doing that. You can do about a 10mm wide beam. It works great for removing rust. It's not super powerful, so you may have to make multiple passes over stuff, but don't expect to be removing thick paint and body filler and all that stuff. That's just not really what it's for. It's kind of more of just a secondary feature that this machine has. Again, it is a lower wattage machine, but it can do it. So I've been using it for cleaning rust off parts. It works very well for that. The nice thing is I don't have to worry about damaging the base metal. It's not making a ton of dust, but it does create some pretty nasty fumes. So again, that's something I do outside. Make sure you're doing it in a well-ventilated area. You don't want to be breathing that stuff in. It's probably pretty nasty. And I've got some spots down here in the car that are kind of a headache to get to with a wire wheel and whatever. So once I get this whole thing back apart and I'm ready to just finish off all the body work, I'm going to use the laser to clean up in there. I think that's really going to be a perfect use case for that. All right, we've already covered this a couple times, but yes, distortion and warping is very minimal, almost none. Considerably less than a TIG, and definitely a lot less than a MIG welder, at least with me welding anyways. All right, let's discuss what gas you're gonna need for this. So to weld, I'm using argon. You can also use nitrogen and I believe maybe CO2, but I just got a bottle of argon for it. I actually picked this up on Amazon and I'll put a link down below for it. I was pretty surprised. They just dropped it off at my house. It was full, ready to go. When I switch over to cutting or cleaning, I'll use my air compressor that's over in the corner there. It just plugs into the machine the same way. This uses a 6mm line, gas line to come from the bottle, and a 10mm to come from my air compressor. And I'll put the links for like those fittings too if you guys need to get those. But the reason I do that is I just feel like it's a waste. It would be a little cleaner maybe to use this gas here for cutting and cleaning, but honestly, it does a great job with just compressed air from your air compressor. So I just stick with that because it's pretty much free. All right, what kind of power does this machine run on? So it works on 220 volt. It came with a different plug though, which I ended up removing and replacing with this plug here. And this is what I use on all my other welders, so it just keeps it simple. I'll put a link down below for this. It literally was just disconnecting the 3 wires, connecting it to this, no big deal. Okay, let's talk about the portability of this machine. So from Xlaserlab, you're just going to get this unit here, which is the actual welder, and then this down here, which is the wire feeder. I added this cart, which I think is great. Basically, it's what you're gonna do with any welder anyway. Of course, you could just leave it as 2 separate units, put it on a bench, but then you've got to have another space for your bottle and whatever. This just has everything all in one. So I would say it's a very portable unit. I did have another one of these laser welders from a different company that was 2 really big units. It was, again, a separate welder and a separate wire feeder, and even the wire feeder alone seemed unnecessarily big. I think this is a much better package here. Definitely consider getting yourself a cart like this, and this was relatively inexpensive. I want to say it was under 150 bucks. I'll try to find some Amazon links or something and share them down below, but I got this one at Northern Tool if you don't want to get it from there. All right, is the machine safe to use? And yes, of course it is, as long as you're following the proper safety precautions. The big thing is wearing your safety glasses. We've already discussed those. It comes with them. It comes with a hood. They're tinted to work with the laser. They're not going to be the same thing that you use with your MIG or TIG welder. So set those aside. Make sure you're using ones that are specifically for this. Cover up the rest of yourself, and the big thing is really be aware of what's beyond what you're working on, what's beyond what you're cutting, cleaning, welding. Make sure you know what's beyond it, and make sure you're safe as far as that goes. Okay, what kind of maintenance is required or consumables are there? So if you loosen these 2 little screws here, there's actually a lens in here. And it's important to keep this clean. You can use Q-tips to clean it off. Now, if it starts getting burnt from the laser bouncing back at it, you will have to replace that. It comes with a number of those. I'll put links down below for them. Replacing it is no big deal. The thing that I've found is best to just get it to where you don't have to replace it as much. And the way that I've learned to not burn up these lenses as quickly is to make sure that I have the required angle when I'm working on something here. And let me show you what I mean. All right, so this is really important, and I'm really just stressing something that it's covered in the instructions of the machine. But what you don't want to do is have this pointed straight at what you're working on. You need quite a bit of angle, and it just works better like that anyways, because the wire feeder works better in that angle. Everything works better, but you're getting less beams reflected back and damaging that lens. So just save yourself the headache of learning like I needed to do, because I kept wanting to do this. Make sure that you're always holding it at that lead angle, and that's going to be for cutting, cleaning, and welding. Oh, also having your material be clean is really important, but with stuff like this thing's almost 100 years old. It's very hard to have perfectly clean sheet metal. So again, big thing, that lead angle. Make sure you are not pointing directly at whatever you're welding on. All right, how long will this last? So lasers do have a limited life to them, especially something like a CO2 laser. If you've owned a machine that has one of those, you may have had to replace your tube. That's not so much of a problem with this. Fiber lasers last a very long time. You're looking at 50,000 to 100,000 hours on this. And just to put that in perspective, there's under 9,000 hours in a year. So it's going to last a very long time. Burning this out is probably not something that you're going to have to worry about. Okay, so what are the benefits to this machine over a MIG or a TIG welder? Very easy to use, very clean weld, very detailed. Very little to really no distortion from the heat. Just very user-friendly all around, but also it's not just a welder, it is a cutter and a cleaner too, so keep that in mind. All right, so of course it's not perfect, so what are the downsides to it? The big thing is the cost, I think. It's definitely got a higher barrier to entry than like a MIG or TIG welder. Also, your reduced material thickness that you can work on. Like I said, about 1/8 inch or so is where I'm comfortable with. I primarily use it on sheet metal anyways. And then also the safety stuff, you know, it's not going to cut you in half like the laser from James Bond or something. But you know, it's just different. So make sure you get comfortable with it and understand exactly what you're working with. I think that's the best thing that you can do to make sure that you're safe with it, and definitely wear those glasses. All right, so who is this machine for? I would say anyone doing sheet metal work should definitely invest in one of these. It saves me a ton of time. To be honest, I will never not use this machine when it comes to working on cars. It saves me a ton of time. It's just fast to weld, very little cleanup. The grinding the little bit of weld off that I have to remove is very easy. It's just a dream, and I hate to use this term because people kind of overuse it, but it really is a game changer. I will never not use a laser welder like this when it comes to auto body work like that. I'd also say anybody doing like metal fabrication for like stainless kitchens and stuff like that, I really think it would you know, just make that job so much easier. You know, again, anything up to 1/8 inch, I think sculptural stuff, it's really going to be perfect for people doing, you know, sheet metal sculptures and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I will never not use that machine on a car. Now, who is it not for? I would say people doing heavier fabrication, really. If you need to weld 1/4 inch and thicker, it's probably not the machine for you. Even with the add-on, the dual wire feeder, I just don't think it's going to be enough. You know, it's really focused for thinner stuff like sheet metal work. So, you know, I'm sure they'll continue to get more powerful, and eventually we may be there, but this is a 700 watt one, so this just isn't going to be the machine for that. Okay, and finally, is it worth it? Hopefully, after answering all these questions, you can decide that for yourself. For me, absolutely. But again, I will never not use a laser welder on an automotive project like that for sheet metal and all that stuff. If you are interested in learning more, or you would like to purchase one, I'll put some links down below. This is an affiliate link. You'll get the same great price, but I get a small kickback from the company. If you do have more questions that I haven't covered in this video, please leave them down below and I will try to answer them for you. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. See you all next time.